A substitute teacher is indicted on child porn charges. The comments you just heard came from the state's attorney. Good evening. This is CTV News for Friday, September 8th. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Denise Douglas. Glad to have you with us this evening. We will also tell you about a breach in credit that could affect tens of millions of Americans. But first, the Prince George's County State's Attorney is asking for the public's help. A former substitute teacher and basketball coach indicted on child pornography charges is believed to have victimized other children. CTV's Karen Campbell has more from the courthouse in Upper Marlboro.
State's Attorney Angela Also Brooks is reaching out to parents of children who may have had contact with 34-year-old Christopher Spates. She says this investigation that links him to child pornography charges has grown, and she's concerned that there may be even more victims out there. Prince George's County State's Attorney Angela Also Brooks says 34-year-old substitute teacher Christopher Spates may have victimized dozens of young children.
We are deeply concerned about this and are interested in making sure that we are able to bring him to justice with respect to every single child who he may have injured.
Authorities arrested Spates in April after finding more than 150 graphic images of minors performing sex acts on multiple devices seized from his home.
As the police continued their investigation, they found more images, realized that some of these children were from Prince George's County schools, and the investigation has grown. That's also why the federal case is pending as well.
Authorities say he was employed at Bradbury Heights Elementary in Capitol Heights. Investigators are concerned there could be more victims out of state due to his involvement with the traveling South County Steelers basketball team.
We have filed additional charges against Mr. Spates. Those charges involve him having direct physical contact with a child.
One reason Also Brooks encourages parents to monitor their child's social media accounts.
Social media is now providing a space for many of these very dangerous predators to have access to children.
Also Brooks says if you know that your child attended Bradbury Heights Elementary or was a member of the South County Steelers basketball team and spent any time with Spates, she encourages you to call police. Now, Spates is expected to go on trial November 13th. In Upper Marlboro, Karen Campbell, CTV News.
Karen also tells us that Spates remains in custody at the Prince George's County Department of Corrections on a no bond status.
Hurricane Irma is currently off the coast of Cuba right now and is expected to hit southern Florida early Sunday morning. As you can see in this video from the Caribbean islands, the storm leaves a lot of damage in its path. While Floridians are now either hunkering down or evacuating, many here are wondering if the storm could affect the D.C. area. The National Weather Service, Maryland emergency officials, and Governor Larry Hogan are urging local residents to be prepared for a lot of rain on Tuesday and Wednesday.
We're not going to see the extreme rains that we saw with Harvey. What we will see is we'll see the outer bands. As the storm moves up and it makes landfall and it starts to weaken, we'll start seeing some bands of showers and thunderstorms, maybe some potential for localized flash flooding, but nothing really significant. We'll have some tropical storm force winds in the vicinity. We're talking Tuesday, Wednesday. But again, the storm will be dissipating as it heads inland, and so we'll see lesser effects here.
Now, Hogan says residents should always have an emergency preparedness checklist completed, including a 3-day supply of non-perishable food and a gallon of water per person each day. To create an emergency supply kit, log on to preparedness.health.maryland.gov. And by the way, Hurricane Jose was just upgraded to a Category 4 storm. It could hit many of the same locations that Hurricane Irma just devastated. Well, a data breach with credit reporting agency Equifax could affect nearly half of the U.S. population. The breach, which was discovered July 29th, includes personal data such as birth dates, addresses, driver's licenses, and credit card numbers on 143 million American consumers. The company is offering a website to check whether your data was compromised, but the site itself is being questioned for its authenticity. Meantime, SEC filings show that 3 Equifax executives sold nearly $2 million in shares just days after the cyber attack was discovered.
U.S. Senator Ben Cardin makes a stop at Baltimore to talk about the importance of diversity in combating hate. The senator met with faith leaders at the Jewish Community Federation of Baltimore. Central to the discussion was moving beyond Charlottesville. Attendees also talked about fostering relationships and developing the next generation of leaders.
This can't be one and done. We can't just, we're tired of the talk, and we have to figure out ways, and there were challenges put to the group of Come join us when a new mosque opens. Come recommend young leaders for a program to help train children in our city to be our future leaders. Someone used the expression, we can't microwave our future leaders. We really need to cultivate them, to take the time to invest in them.
Attendees also talked about the Trump administration's decision to end the DACA program. The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals grants legal status to hundreds of thousands of immigrants who were brought to the United States illegally as children. The president gave Congress 6 months to come up with a legislative fix. Senator Ben Cardin is critical of the president's plan.
What the president did on DACA is outrageous. It's not only going to hurt 800,000 people who are here in this country that no other country but the United States. It's not only going to hurt our economy, and it will hurt our economy. In Maryland, we predict it's about $500 million of our gross domestic product. But it's also who we are as a nation has been damaged, the values of this country. These are young children that know no other country but the United States. They've been here for a long time. They have been educated. They are been in our military, and they deserve the protection of DACA.
Governor Larry Hogan is also bucking the president. Hogan says the administration should focus on criminals, not innocent children that came here through no fault of